Yo, what's poppin'? We're doing Frieren episode, I believe it's 12, episode 12. Happy New Year's, everybody. Couple days into the new year, lots of shows returning. Frieren is returning after that 1 week break. Not like I had to wait or anything, because I am so far behind. Um, but anyways, last episode we had our first encounter with another elf, and that elf turned out to be super religious, which was interesting. Super religious. I'm wondering if this is like a theme that's going to be present going forward, where Frieren, who we know is an atheist, we know she doesn't really believe in any kind of god. Maybe sometime in the future she's going to find herself sort of giving in to some sort of religious sentiment, not necessarily because she believes in it, but because, it's better to believe in something than to not. Much akin to like how Hater does it. That could be a cool way we could explore a character, and we could do like a lot of stuff with that. The romance between Stark and Fern is slowly building in the background. We saw Stark just holding up Fern as she was about to fall, and they're spending a lot of time together. And I did note that when she did fall and Stark did grab her hand, they sort of stared at each other for quite some time. So, yeah, romance is booming. Spring is coming soon. Anyways, I got nothing else to add. So, without further ado, let's begin the reaction. Dang, she's. Oh my god! Why is she sleepwalking? That is not safe, Frieren. Oh! Oh no. Frieren. How did you survive these thousands of years if you're just walking around sleeping like that? She doesn't want Frieren to be held. Yeah. Jealousy, maybe? Okay. Wow, we're going all the way back to the very start. Right when they just left for their journey. Oh, whoa! They're childhood friends? I always thought they were like ages apart. Hyder seems like a senile old man compared to the hero. Damn. Is she remembering all the good times before they all split up? I'm guessing like some part of her in the past did hold on to those memories, and maybe some part of her truly did cherish the time they spent together, but it just wasn't enough. And by the time Himmel died, she finally realized just how much they meant to her. Or maybe you can carry Fern while she's carrying Frieren. So that so you don't have to touch Frieren exactly. And you are strong enough to do that. Oh my god. Is she trying to like tiptoe or something? Ah, Village of the Swords. So we're gonna get like backstory on Himmel's swords probably. Lord of the Mountains. Yeah, the great prophecy of the era. Sword in the Stone. A lot of these, like, former heroes are very humble people. I'd expected Hyter to be, like, the first one to be blabbing his mouth off about being, part of the great hero party. I'm surprised, like, despite all these, like, exterminations, the monsters just keep coming back. Oh, whoa! Bro, if they're this good at killing monsters, why do they keep coming back? Where are they coming from exactly? Did maybe like a bigger monsters sort of take over their territory? And the reason why they're coming out in droves is because they don't have a place to live anymore. Oh! Yeah, Star, what are you doing, bro? And I like it, because Stark isn't scared anymore. Like, well, I'm sure he's scared on the inside, but it's not showing. The question is like, why do these monsters keep coming back? It's rusted. Ah, okay. The hero's sword must truly terrify them. Yeah, the great unknown. Oh shit. Oh my god, I honestly just took it for granted. I thought he just placed it back into the stone after he died or something. That is crazy then, because that means it's not the demon lord who's the great calamity. There has to be some other thing. He did save the world, but that must not be the calamity that the prophecy was talking about. That is quite the concept that they're exploring here. Does he want to pull it out? Oh, that his brother? Burning Village. So it's like the mythification of the past heroes to sort of be icons of humanity. But by sort of deifying them, you lose the human nature, the human qualities that sort of make who they are. Ah, this is some really like interesting stuff that they're doing here. 18! Wait, how many years has it been since they journeyed off the Stark? It's been like 3 years, right? 2 years? It couldn't have been that long. Oh my god, there's a fucking shot of her ass. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Keep those legs closed. Oh my god, bro. Lamb? That shit existed back during the age where magic was still foundational? Whoa! Fern! Yo, what's with the fan service this episode? It's so random. I think I know what that ring is. And I think I might have been spoiled. I talked about this a couple episodes back, but I think I might have been spoiled by why she looked at that ring so... God, man. It sucks, but whatever. You know what's crazy? Maybe he just doesn't celebrate his birthday. And that's why he's just going around helping all these people. Maybe the concept of a birthday is just so foreign to him because he's lived the life of just stress and disaster this entire time. He doesn't know how to celebrate. You don't know that, Fern. I think he'd appreciate that very much. Ah, the smile. Happy to see him. Romance is budding. Oh, what the fuck? Bro. Stark, what are you doing? You are 18 years old. This is your birthday. Bro, what are you doing? Oh my god, bro. This motherfucker's messing up. You're acting like a child. Oh, she's being quiet. Okay. Surprise! It's your birthday. Yo, Fern! Come on! He he doesn't know. He's a fucking he's a trauma victim. He's an orphan. He's been yeah. He's been on survival mode this entire time. Family's dead. Oh. Oh, never mind. Ah, so that explains why he's so strong then. How can you say that? He's like what, like 6? What kind of society is this? And this is the dude he saw in the flashback. His brother might have cared for him, but oh, whoa, is that a demon warrior? What is that? It don't matter, bro. This guy's got like survivor's guilt, and he's sort of like attributing the neglect that he's received from his family to sort of the behavior that led to his survivor. That's some interesting stuff. And you can see her mood just sort of like light up again. She's like, oh yeah, no, I get what's going on. No fucking way, you're gonna buy a ring, Stark? Is that really what you want? A ring? Oh, a bracelet. Ah, okay. He's got like a giant slab of meat. At least she knows. At least she knows. So, the protein. Eat up and be strong, the warrior like me. That, wow. Why does he carry on the tradition? Oh. Damn. Bro, who is this demon? It looks like a woman just came down and swooped and destroyed the village. Oh my god, I got so many theories, I just... Why is she smiling like that? Oh my god, I fucking knew it. I was like, she's got something planned. Well, there's no way she would be smiling like that after some fucking sad-ass backstory. Alright, so the episode starts off again with just another flashback with Frieren, Himmel, Stark, and Eisen. I'm loving the way the show does flashbacks. It makes these characters that aren't even in the story anymore just feel like much more fleshed out, much more alive. So even though we don't even see them anymore, they just feel like they're just an active part of the story. And so we're getting two stories at once, really. One where sort of Frieren, who is this mentor to both Stark and Fern, is retreading the same path that the hero party took. And then in parallel, we have, the story of the original hero party and just sort of the struggles that they faced. And sort of how that sort of ties into some of the stuff that we have going on in the present with the characters like Stark, for example. I think that's good. I gotta say, Himmel and Himmel and Heiter being childhood friends. Did they mention this in the past? I never knew this. That is funny as heck. I always thought Heiter was like old. I thought he was like 10 years older than Himmel or something. With the way he carries himself and just like his fucking hairline. I'm not gonna lie, I always thought he was older. It's because his hairline was a bit pushed back. So I was like, oh shit. Boy, they're childhood friends. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's funny as hell to me. Um, but yeah, we see sort of Fern, what's her name? Frieren Stark sort of tread through the snow right after last episode. We see some sort of the feelings develop between Stark and Fern, which is, very much appreciated. I like that it's like something that happens in the background. You don't really need to have it be so front and center, especially since this isn't a romance anime. You can just have it be sort of happening in the background. You can see them sort of just hanging out with each other, having fun. It works like ah, it just works well for the story. They come to a village, the village of swords, where they meet this lolly chieftain who has been guarding the hero's sword for all these like decades at this point. I'm gonna say it's been like hundreds and hundreds of years, just guarding this a singular sword from this cave. And it seems to be this sword is the reason why monsters are attracted to it. Maybe like the sort of the mana or whatever emanating from the sword. A lot of the monsters perceive that as a threat, and so they come down. They try to eliminate it. Maybe that's the reason why. Because I'm guessing this sort of ties into sort of the whole like mana hierarchy that demons have with each other, where a lot of demons they would sort of portray or they showcase their mana in such a grandiose way, so that they scare off other demons from doing shit. Maybe here they see this grandiose display of mana, but because it's a sword, they're like, okay, this is dangerous, but it's not so dangerous because it is an object, so let's just destroy the object and we won't have to deal with it. So that's why demons come around and they try to mop the thing. I'm guessing that's the reason why. But overall, they come in, they kill the wolf dudes very quickly. Then we learn that Himmel never actually pulled out the sword. He never was the true hero here. He was not the hero that the prophecy foretold. And by extension, that would mean that the Demon King is not the calamity that the world sort of sought after either. Because if the Demon King was sort of the calamity, then Himmel would be the final person to pull it out, because the Demon King is dead. But because Himmel wasn't able to pull it out, and the Demon King is still dead, the prophecy is foretelling some great calamity. It's just sometime in the future. We don't know what it is. And maybe this is sort of tied into Frieren as a story, like the sort of overarching plot that's being woven in the background. Maybe that's tied to it somehow, right? Because we do have a lot of like really suspicious things happening in the background. For one, demons attacking the sword. They say it's attracted to the mana, which is, again, that's my initial thought as well. But I would posit, maybe, like, here's a theory. What if the reasons why the demons are sort of attacking the sword is because it was an order from someone higher up? Sort of in the same way that the elven villages were attacked by the Demon King. The Demon King, they sent their demon army, sort of ravaged the place, and as a result, elves pretty much got genocided. Maybe this is a similar thing, where we have sort of a sort of leader who wants to take out sort of key points of humanity's strongest magic, and they're trying to target these key points. Because again, we see this with the warrior village in Stark's backstory, and we'll get to that when later on in the discussion. But his village was attacked by a demon. It did look like it was a demon that attacked them, and I'm guessing the reason why they attacked the swordsman's village is the same reason why they attacked the elven village. At some point, maybe in demon leadership or whatever, they found that the elven village and the sort of swordsman village, they were threats essentially, and you have to go in and you take it out by the source. Maybe that's the reason why, and maybe the calamity that is to come later on is tied to that whole like sort of subplot that's going on, where we do know that demons are sort of strategically attacking certain places. Why they're attacking them, I don't think we have a clear answer as to why they're doing it yet, and by who exactly. If we're going like sort of by like traditional storytelling here, we could have it be where, I don't know, sort of the Demon King's successor is like propped up. This is like the second rising of the Demon King, and he's leading the charge at this point. And we can have that be like sort of the end game bad guy. But even then, I don't think that's like sort of the calamity that the prophecy is telling about, because it just seems derivative, I'd say. I don't know if that sounds. I think that sounds a lot a lot less dangerous than, let's say, the original Demon King. But I don't know. We did see like a demon elf looking girl in the opening, so maybe that's tied to it somehow. I don't know. But we did see, right as they were leaving the cave, that sort of Stark looks at the sword in the stone, and he flashes back to his brother. He flashes back to his brother, and I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Maybe it's like there's so many ways you can think about this, because the first thing I thought about was the reason why Stark looked back at the sort of the sword in the stone was because he saw the stone. He thought of essentially the hero pulling the sword out of the stone, and the first thought of a hero in his mind is his brother. So he remembers his brother essentially saving him from the demon attack. But maybe it could also mean something like he would eventually come down, and he would be the person to pull the sword out of the stone, because he wants to emulate the way his brother is and the sort of the heroic acts his brother is doing for him. That could also be it, but I don't know. I'll have to leave it for like some other episode, maybe once they sort of elaborate things a little bit more. But yes, we have Frieren's fan service. I don't know what's going on this episode. We got Frieren fan service. Her backside was just hanging all out, toes all in the air. And then we have like this little funny scene where she goes like, "Oh shit, here's the fucking clothes vanishing shit." It's like, "Oh no, I'll pour it on you," and now we got a naked Frieren just walking around. That's hilarious. She did look at the ring. She did look at the ring, and I was spoiled by this. I think this happens in like later episodes, but I think I know the reasons why she's looking at the ring. I'm not gonna confirm it here, but once the episode comes, like maybe the next few episodes, I'll talk about it. But yeah, she did look at the ring for a reason, and it sucks that I got spoiled, but it's whatever. We got Fern looking around for Stark. The romance is blooming. Stark being a dumbass, talking about titties in front of her. He doesn't like it. And then we have this sort of like interesting conversation where it feels like Fern wants to sort of breach the topic of, hey, your birthday is here, I want to give you a present. And Stark knows it's his birthday, but he doesn't expect a present. Or he doesn't really understand sort of the cultural traditions of gift giving, I'd say. And that's, I think, mainly tied to the fact that his upbringing comes from a family of warriors, and that's not necessarily like the friendliest place. They probably have their kids like train like 24/7, and they give them a sword or something for their birthday. I don't know. But it's interesting because I made a note of it, and I said that maybe the reason why he's doing all this in the first place was because Stark himself is sort of in survival mode this entire time, because he was a survivor of the demon attack, and he's essentially been an orphan this entire time. And then even later on in the episode, we learned that he's essentially, never had a good family to begin with, besides maybe his brother. So this entire time, he's just been raised up in an environment where he essentially has to fend for himself. So the very thought of just like celebrating himself, I don't think it crosses his mind. Like, he just doesn't know how to value himself, with other people. He's just like, oh yeah, it's my birthday, but like, who cares, right? It's just my birthday. He doesn't know like what to do. Essentially, he knows like the act of gift giving and stuff. I think he even mentions it in the episode. No, they probably just didn't care about me that much. And the fact that his family, I think that is true to some extent, but the fact that he thinks that, I think he probably he feels that sort of way for himself as well. And that's why he acts so timid and cowardly at times, is because he doesn't have that sort of love, that unconditional love built into him, and thus, as a result, he's just, you know, a wandering swordsman, just lost in life. All to say, his brother is the only one that sort of showed him any sort of kindness. And I think Fern, she recognizes that, he doesn't really know how to respond to all this, so she's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm choosing something for you, and they get like a bracelet. And this like all ties back into the fucking Hamburg steak shit at the very end, where it's like, oh, warriors are awkward. Warriors don't really know how to act around other people. And then there's this interesting part of world building where Eisen says, okay, in this dwarven part of the land that I'm in, there's a gift where we honor warriors who have worked hard by cooking a sort of a giant slab of meat. And that's the same thing his brother does. Like, in this, remote swordsman village. That's crazy. So I'm guessing this tradition of like cooking slabs of meat on the birthday is just something warriors do regardless of where you're at. It's fun world building. I like it. And this all sort of ties back into like the brother. Oh no, the brother was cooking steaks for him this entire time. He actually was the only person that cared. Stark starts crying. Frieren is laughing. This dude, Frieren is cruel as fuck. Why the fuck are you laughing? This dude is pouring his heart out. She brings up a bottle of the fucking clothes shit, and she starts laughing. And then we end the episode. Fun. Yeah. Yeah, this show is, the writing is, I feel, is so deep. There's so many ways I feel like you can read the story just because of the way the story is presented. And even though it is a fairly, like, simple plot, there's a long-lived elf, she's lived thousands of years, she's going on a journey because she regrets the way she spent her time with her previous companions, and, this new journey that she's going on with these new people, who are essentially sort of the, her companions' proteges, essentially, the next in line, so to speak. She's going on a journey with them, and she's sort of having to relearn what it means to be, I don't want to say human, because she's a fucking elf, but she needs to learn how to make connections again. She needs to find her emotions. It's such a simple concept, and even sort of the good versus evil sort of thing with the demons and the good races. It's simple, but I feel like there's just so much care even with the simple. It's traditional, but it's executed well. Is, I think, the best way I can put it. Because, man, I feel like I could come up with a dozen theories about what might have happened, why the demons specifically chose Stark's village for all this. And I love the fact that Stark is strong specifically because he comes from a long lineage of warriors. It's not just because like any human can do this. He specifically is bred to do this. I initially, like, early on in my reactions, I don't know if the reactions are still up because of copyright, but early on in my reactions, I mentioned maybe he was, like, dragonborn or something. He's got, like, dragon blood in him, and that's the reason why he's that strong, but no, he's got warrior's blood, so it's a different thing. He's just comes from a strong lineage of warriors. That's cool. Don't really have anything else to add, so see you guys later. Take care.